Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show.
Is the Helping Hand TV show we can visit at Singapore. H4P at Singapore.
This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Hello and welcome to another exciting and inspiring edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you are welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DB Unlimited Company Limited and Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce you to this very exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability, and today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend, others call her the sweet companion, and others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable, and she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Welcome back. Is the Helping Hand TV show we can visit at Singapore. H4P at Singapore.
This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Hello, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. This is a special edition. Helping Hand is coming to you all the way from Singapore. The Helping Hand team, we are in Singapore and we are visiting the Enabling Village, a disability hub, and it was an experience to be cherished. I want to share with you some of the things we learned from the Enabling Village. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Let's go into the tour. Enjoy it. We'll be right back.
This special edition of the Helping Hand TV show is coming to you all the way from Singapore. The Helping Hand team is visiting the Enabling Village. So something about the Enabling Village. At Enabling Village, one enjoys the thoughtfulness of unparalleled urban space planning, which supports universal design and accessibility, social innovation, training, and employment. Its repurposed architecture extends beyond the physical through a considerate offering of amenities, disability, community, and assistive technology services to promote connectedness and enterprise amongst inclusive community and social businesses.
So let me introduce you to the Enabling Village. Alright? So welcome to the Nest. The Nest, okay, is part of the Enabling Village. Okay, the Enabling Village was opened officially in the year 2015. I guess at the end you could say that the person who officiated the opening is our Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong. Okay, and we are part of an organization called SG Enable. So SG Enable is roughly about 10 years old. Okay, and the duty of SG Enable is to look into the benefits and welfares, okay, and the well-being of persons with disabilities. With that said, I think one of the questions at the tip of your tongue is, what are the disabilities that SG Enable actually caters to? At the present moment, we cater to the main 5. Okay, 2 which are sensory, that is the auditory and visual. The third one would be those with mild intellectual disabilities. The fourth would be those on the autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. And the last, okay, a personal favorite of mine is those who are physically challenged. Okay, so that's it. The interesting thing is we always hear the term persons with disabilities, PWD. Okay, over time, basically, we as a community have decided to change that. Okay. Anybody wants to know how we changed it? Yeah. Retaining the PWD. Okay, anybody want to give a shot? Okay, today we are very proud to call ourselves persons with determination.
Still PWD.
Okay. It is a recognition of every individual who is differently able. So we don't call ourselves disabled, we just say we're differently able. Okay, and the reason why we say it's a recognition is because everyone has a gift. It's just a matter of how that gift is actually recognized and on the opportunities that we get. The Enabling Village, which is Singapore's first inclusive community space. Now, why is this important? Okay, because throughout, I guess, all over the world, there are challenges, and the challenges are often on accessibility and affordability. And when you talk about challenges, we also look at universal designs. What are the designs that actually, allow us to live almost normal lives? That includes the ability to move around, enjoy some of the little things that we take for granted when when it's available. So here, we try to sort of replicate that. We give the persons with determination, okay, the opportunity to be in a safe place, a safe space. Okay? So for many of us, in fact all of us, our journey begins here in the Nest. Okay, and why is this journey important? Because it's where we begin, for example, if we are post-education, in other words, we finish school. One of the important things for us is employment. I think you all agree, I read on the wonderful work you do. Employment is key because that's the dignity that we want, and we also want to have hope that somehow or another basically we can contribute back to society. So this is where our journey begins. There will be a lot of different kinds of programs. There will be assessments with various partners to look at how can they assist us in our journey. And part of those programs include grants, okay, financial aid if required, medical support, okay, and even legal support, okay, which I will share throughout October. So these are some of the things that begin here. You notice the fact that, if you look at the murals, and as you walk through, okay, and the name of the buildings, there is a very interesting theme. Okay, it's very aviary, if I may say so. It's, birds, faces of things. So what are we trying to get at is this. We want to create a nurturing environment. Okay? So everyone comes here, this is your nest, this is where you move from. Okay? So as a building itself, okay, this is the newest building within the neighboring village. The rest of the buildings actually have been retained since we moved in. Okay, so I'll share a bit on the architecture, okay, as well as a little bit more about the different partners that we have. All right, so with that, any questions at the moment? Once again, feel free.
Yeah, so I think you'll get there, but I want to find out how long will it take for Singapore to realize you need to have something like this?
Okay, so I guess you could say that it has been a journey in terms of the recognition and the setup of SG Enable. So SG Enable is 10 years old. So if I may actually go back and backtrack a bit, okay, that would be the point that we do recognize there is a need, okay, for an umbrella organization, okay, to help look into the aspects of how society can be more inclusive. So if I dare say, it would be about the last 10 years, okay. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary this year, okay, and we're getting there. In fact, we do have a master plan. That master plan is actually geared towards the year 2030 to make Singapore as inclusive, okay, as possible. And it's a roadmap, because when we talk about inclusivity, we're not just looking at employment, we're looking at how the person will live their life, okay, independent living, the potential for co-living, okay, what kind of support can they be given through an educational process, post-education, okay, all that will actually come under one umbrella. If I go too fast, I've been watching Fast and Furious movies. All right, so follow me.
Hello and thank you for being with me on this special edition of the Helping Hand TV show, coming to you all the way from Singapore. I want to apologize sincerely for the poor sound quality and the poor picture quality. But apart from that, so many lessons, so many takeaways that we can take from this. And so let's enjoy it and let's learn something. Stay tuned.
Is the Helping Hand TV show we can visit at Singapore? H4P at Singapore.
This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned. It's a Helping Hand TV show.
This is a partnership with Hyundai. Okay, you're familiar with the vehicles, okay? So what they have done is they piloted a program using an app similar to what would be something along Google Maps, if I use that app, okay? The difference about Google Maps is this. It doesn't tell you what are some of the challenges. For example, okay, the thing that they're building up right now is if I were to walk around the village is the pilot, the test location. I would know where there are stairs.
Okay.
I would know what would be the quickest route for a sighted or non-sighted person.
Okay.
Okay, and these are the wonderful things. Okay, and feel free to actually download this. It is still at a beta stage, so some functionality is still being put in, but it's wonderful. And this is not just the only one. Across the island, our transport services, the bus interchanges, the mass rapid transit and all, they do have programs where they actually have travel ambassadors. Okay. So persons like myself, they are known as travel buddies. For a person who has anxiety on a first time basis of traveling, this is where these buddies will help them on their journey. Okay. And of course, naturally, there are more apps coming up, which I will share with you when we head over to one of the offices.
Sure.
Okay. So one of our first journeys, the first things that we wanted to do is address education. Not so much on what they learn, but more on the interaction. So in Singapore, okay, you have 7 different schools catering to the different disabilities. Those who have mild intellectual disabilities, those on the spectrum, okay, those even with physical disabilities. So there is a school that caters to that, and it actually equips them with the fundamentals of education, but sometimes it also goes as far as creating vocational training. Remember what I mentioned about employment? So we have schools that cater, and the main areas of vocational training will often be retail, F&B. Okay, and today it's actually gone further to even include IT. Okay, and I'll share with you why this is an interesting aspect. Okay, so behind me, or to my left here, okay, this is the journey for many that we want to start. Okay, now it looks like a normal, at the end of the day, kindergarten, right? It's Singapore's first, okay, let me reiterate, first inclusive kindergarten.
Wow.
Why is it different? Okay, remember I told you that usually we have schools that are catered to one particular disability. Over here, 30% of the students are persons or students with special needs, so various degrees, right? The other 70% are just as able.
Okay.
So what's the difference? They are in the same class.
Okay.
Okay? There is no such thing as, you're differently able, you go to this classroom.
No.
Everybody here is integrated. And what happens is a value system is also created. You know, when we're growing up, and you in kindergarten, do you tell the difference whether you can run faster, you're quicker? No, right? To you today, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to lend me your pencil, I don't love you. Right?
Yeah.
But tomorrow you give me a biscuit, I love you again.
Yeah.
That's the innocence that we want. You know, that they don't see at that very young age there is a difference. And this is a wonderful thing. The teachers here, I would say, are a testament to the entire process of wanting to create a more holistic, inclusive environment. Okay. At the same time, okay, the entire idea of universal design is incorporated. So whatever you see is also taken into account in terms how do we make a playground accessible? Okay, how do we make the classrooms accessible? Okay, so all of this is taken into consideration to let them enjoy life. Okay, at this very young age, rather than be pigeonholed or stereotyped, if I dare use the word. Okay, so this journey begins here. Okay, and we create an environment for them. If you notice, it's not as industrial or structural. It has a little garden vibe, okay, what they would normally want to see. Because in Singapore, most of the schools, at least at the kindergarten level, are in housing estates, okay, or in buildings. Okay, of course, naturally, they have wonderful teachers and all, but it's different. Okay, and I can tell you, I know the difference. I'm pretty new to the age of disability, only being 6 years. Okay, so I know what it was life like and what life is now. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for being with me on this special edition of the Helping Hand TV show, coming to you all the way from Singapore. I want to apologize sincerely for the poor sound quality and the poor picture quality. But apart from that, so many lessons, so many takeaways that we can take from this. And so let's enjoy it and let's learn something. Stay tuned.
Any questions?
So I'm trying to compare with Ghana and other African countries, the inclusivity you are doing there. How did you get the parents of the able children to accept to bring their children to the park?
I think a lot of it is based on the government's initiatives. A lot of awareness, I dare say even education. Okay? Because we want parents to... See, the problem is I'll go as far back maybe as 12, 13 years or even 15 years. A lot of parents, okay, and in Asian societies, there is this thing called this. They're so fearful at young age. And they're worried that if the children get labeled, where do they stand in society? So the government has gone further to that by addressing is, yes, there is a label, but that label is just now today differently able. There are a lot of gifts that they are able to be recognized for, and our journey with them is to create that opportunity. So I think if there is a buy-in between the government, okay, the public, the society, okay, it is really about creating more awareness, okay, that these are people who deserve opportunities, and if they are supported, they can give back in many ways. And through the rest of the tour, you'll be surprised at some of the people we have in society. You don't see them. That's why we have invisible and visible disabilities.
Thank you very much for joining me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, on the Helping Hand TV show. This is where we take a break. I'll go for a quick break. I'll be right back. Enjoy the show.
We'll be right back. Success is a product of hard and wise work. Is 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the Bishop, where I give you success nuggets for a successful life. What you do daily is a prediction of what you become eventually. So to be successful, you must strive to do well in everything at every time. What you do once a while is never worth the while. So don't wait for too long to do something right. You must realize that what is not tested cannot be trusted. The best way to test something is to practice daily. Remember that if you will succeed eventually, it will be because you are succeeding in putting in the effort daily. If you decide to make each day fruitful, then your year will be fruitful. If you do things daily to make your day good, then you will be assured that your year will be good. Nothing just happens except it happens daily, no matter how small the measure is. It has taken 60 seconds for me to give you the success tip, but it will take more than 60 seconds for you to put it to work in your life. So start your journey to success now.
Welcome back.
Hello, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. This is a special edition. Helping Hand is coming to you all the way from Singapore. The Helping Hand team, we are in Singapore and we are visiting the Enabling Village, a disability hub. And it was an experience to be cherished. And I want to share with you some of the things we learned from the Enabling Village. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Let's go into the tour. Enjoy it. We'll be right back.
Is the Helping Hand TV show work and visit at Singapore? H4P at Singapore.
This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned. It's a Helping Hand TV show.
In Singapore, most of the schools, at least at the kindergarten level, are in housing estates, okay, or in buildings. Okay, of course, naturally, they have wonderful teachers and all, but it's different. Okay, I can tell you, I know the difference. I'm pretty new to the age of disability, only being 6 years. Okay, so I know what it was life like and what life is now.
Okay.
Okay, any questions?
So did the government come up with laws to compel some of the parents? Because we've been doing this advocacy and education for like 12 years now, and it's still a big deal in Ghana and other African countries.
Okay, so let me try to answer this best to my knowledge. In Singapore, education is compulsory.
Okay.
There is no such thing, regardless of your status, your social status, and if you're not on the, if you have, let's put it this way, in society you have the low income, mid income, and high income, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter where you stand, okay, on whatever stratosphere you are. The important thing is that education is a must. In fact, it is a crime if you don't send your children home.
Oh.
That's number one. Number two,
It means it's free. Education is free.
for Singaporeans,
Yeah.
okay, is heavily subsidized. Heavily subsidized. And the same applies to a child who begins his or her journey, okay, in schools like I mentioned, okay, there is a strong subsidy system. So affordability, you will hear these two phrases, affordability, accessibility are key to anything. And so in Singapore, basically at the end of the day, is also the dedication of the education system run by the teachers who would actually come forward and say, we want to become special education teachers. We want to be able to identify it. And when we say identify, it's not a disability, we want to identify their abilities and prepare them, just as teachers are universally, they are a godsend. We want to see the best, and this is the same here.
So are there incentives, like say, the teachers that teach the special children, are they paid higher than other teachers? What's the incentive?
Well, my sister-in-law is actually a special education teacher. She's trained. She works with those on the spectrum, okay, and those with mild disability. According to her, there is a mild a difference in the pay structure. Okay, it's a recognition. Many of them actually are given opportunities to go and further their education to a master's level. Okay, so in Singapore, if you want to be a teacher, okay, and it's part of your passion, the government will support it.
Wow.
So you see a lot of it is actually It's the people, the public, okay, even the corporate sides. Whatever can be done to support this and is done. And that's why SG Enable is like the catalyst.
Yeah.
Okay, so an organization like SG Enable will basically do this, walk through their stores and say, I am a company. What can we do? Okay, how can we support you? You want to hire a person with disabilities? We'll give you support, financial aid. Not financial aid, wage support. Like for example, if you hire a person in Singapore, okay, they are PWD, you can get up as much as 90% wage support for up to 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
And that doesn't go just on the adult side. I mean, even education, there's heavy subsidies. Those subsidies just don't end with the education. It also continues with the requirements of equipment, okay, technology and everything. Everything is literally up there. It's a question whether you want to take that step. Okay?
The incentives are good. I think they are good.
It is. It has come a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to compare it to other countries, some have made leaps and bounds. Others are beginning to see it. Okay, and we're not just looking at education. We're looking at travel, tourism. Okay, every aspect of making Singapore, I mean, the country, the world, I dare say, inclusive. Why? Because we're an aging population, and you notice that what would be one generation has changed because the likelihood of a family of say 4, one child or one adult having a disability is not unheard of. The genetics are there, okay, and it's actually proven by statistics. So rather than saying let's wait for something, they say let's get something done now.
Alright.
And you have a lot of opportunities. That's a wonderful thing like yourselves.
So this has been 10 years for SG Enable. But what about the Singaporean country? And how long has it been?
I can't really say, but I would, if like I said, I use SG Enable as the catalyst, as the launch point. They've been around for 10 years. This idea, okay, and in Singapore, nothing gets done unless there is a planning period. A look into what's happening and how do we develop this, rather than just jump in. Let's set up a department. No, it goes into that. So we have ministries. I dare say that maybe a good 10 years of planning prior to that, studying models and everything. And it's a Singapore way. We always want to look at what are the best efforts in other countries. So I dare say maybe with SG Enables being around for 10 years, maybe the 10 years prior to that. So good 20 years. Yeah. And that goes into the fact that even the description of an individual, there was a time when everybody was described by their disability. Today is basically a disability, but they are recognized as person with determination. You no longer hear the very, I would say, dreadful word of retards, which is so offensive. Okay, and every other description that is often on the disability has been actually met on. Today, okay, it's just a general, okay. We address it both on the medical and social level. So the medical aspects of it are recognition of the particular disability. Why is this important? So it enables the persons to get the right access, rather than it being abused. All right. I mean, if you've seen, for example, in a country like China, children, I use the word children, no matter how old they are using wheelchairs, even though they are not disabled. They're using it as just for fun. I'm lazy to walk, I'm going to use. So we want to be careful how this happens. Okay. And when we talk about the social, okay, once we've got the medical aspects actually addressed and acknowledged, the social part is really creating, options. Employment, medical, healthcare, everything that we can think of, those are the things that will support your journey. So it's the two. Nicely curated, okay, and that would be how we look at things.
Hello and thank you for being with me on this special edition of the Helping Hand TV show, coming to you all the way from Singapore. I want to apologize sincerely for the poor sound quality and the poor picture quality. But apart from that, so many lessons, so many takeaways that we can take from this. And so let's enjoy it and let's learn something. Stay tuned.
So again, forgive me for plenty questions.
No worries, this is fun. I like the engagement.
my passion has been the issue of discrimination. Back home in Savannah, in the disability community, we talk about discrimination every single day. Now we talk about the governance community and KDCH. What about religion? Because sometimes some religious perceptions will not allow PWDs to do their part of certain communities and all that. We have the same in Asia, and Africa is terrible.
In Singapore, I see where you're coming from here. I would have to say, and this is not a template answer. It's actually from a person growing up. Okay. I would dare say that there is still a shadow of discrimination, but not on PWD per se across. If you're looking at, how do we see things from a different perspective, Singapore addresses everything in a very secular way. Okay. So that's the thing about what makes us different. Discrimination, just to touch on that, is the government is now looking into discrimination laws, anti-discrimination laws. For example, employment. They want to be mindful that at the end of the day, because we have a lot of inclusive employers. Okay, so they want to be mindful that employers don't hire a PWD for the optics. Because then we become the company's poster boy or poster girl. And the company benefits because they get all the grants. But the question at the end of the day, which is a very common and very unfortunate thing that has happened, what happens when the tenure of that grant ends?
What happens to the person?
Exactly. Because the key thing is there are many good companies, but then again there's some. It takes one. As they say, it takes one drop of oil to clean an entire container of water. So they're very mindful to make sure that companies like that don't take advantage. They don't say that, today Sheldon looks like he's a pretty smart guy. Let's hire him. Because we don't have to come up from our own, pockets to pay him. The government does it. But there are wonderful companies. I would dare say this. I am part of one of them that look at the first year, the second year, and then they tell you, you're a permanent fixture to the company. We have a lot, and we have a certification process, it's called the enabling mark. And there's a challenge. It's called the President's Challenge, where they take, they take a pledge to say that we are going to support these initiatives. And like I said, as a government, the ministers who are, I would say we are blessed with, who oversee, are very hands-on. So every aspect, sports, employment, even legal aspects. We have PWDs who are legally trained lawyers actually coming forth and volunteering. So volunteerism is very important. So as I mentioned, that ecosystem, it just grows. It evolves over time. So that's how we've been trying to get more people involved. And the village is the catalyst, if I dare say. We've actually answered quite a lot of the questions. But as we go, just stop me anytime.
All right. One question for me.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to see the role of SJ level. Would they play a role like a lobbyist group that's between PWDs, the government?
I won't call them lobbyists. I mean, that's a very common term in the US and everything. I would dare say that, at the end of the day, they are very strong advocates. So if I would use a phrase, they walk the talk. And they give full-handed support, and they give 100% support moving forward. I think with lobbyists it's semantics at the end of the day, but I think advocacy is a stronger word because there is no difference. It's not a political thing. It's really looking at what we want. And the advocacy actually begins for persons like us. I'm a strong advocate, not only for PWD rights, but for mental health support. So you have others who are into the whole, diversity, equity, and inclusivity chapters. So you have a very large ecosystem, each one trying to contribute best. But the sum of all parts is what we want to look at.
How are they funded?
The government. That's why it's important. If you have a government that's willing to put the money in, you have every resource available, not just from what is paid for, but what is volunteered. And in a lot of companies today, volunteerism is literally a must among the employees, as well as an inclusive work environment.
You are still with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. Is a special edition of the Helping Hand TV show coming to you all the way from Singapore. The Helping Hand team visited the enabling village in Singapore. Well, I'll go for a quick break. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. It's the Helping Hand TV show.
We'll be right back.
It's the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you, Lord. You're my everything. Yeah. How can I express my gratitude? Yeah. For all the many things you've done for me. Yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you, Lord. Lord, you're my everything. I call you Jireh, you're my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my banner. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Yeah, yeah. Lord, you're my everything. Oh, you're my ding now. 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 We are my grand, my band, ready, that's all. We are my home, but wait up, y'all. My life is in your hands, I can live without you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can breathe without you. Yeah, yeah. I can move without you. Yeah, yeah. Who am I without you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can live without you. Oh God, I can breathe without you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can move without you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who am I without you? Oh, you're my ding now. Oh, you're my ding now. Eh, eh, eh. Oh, you're my ding now. Oh, oh. Oh, you're my ding now. Oh, oh. Oh, you're my ding now. Eh, oh, you're my ding now. Eh, yeah. Oh, you're my ding now. 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 My ding now. My ding now. Oh, you're my ding now. Yeah. Oh, you're my ding now. Oh, you're my ding now.
Welcome back.
Hello, you're welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. The Helping Hand team is in Singapore, and we are visiting the Enabling Village, a disability hub, an incredible place. Well, I'm going to take you into the tour. I hope you learned something, especially Ghana. I hope you learned something. This is the Helping Hand TV show. Let's go into the tour. The Enabling Village, Singapore. It's a Helping Hand TV show. Stay tuned.
Is the Helping Hand TV show we can visit at Singapore. H4P at Singapore.
This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. Stay tuned. It's a Helping Hand TV show.
Okay, so let me find out two things. Number one, government funding. Does it affect the caregivers, and how do you pay the
Caregivers in Singapore today, we are blessed. Okay, have a strong support system. Okay, which includes possible funding that's being worked on. Okay, but a lot of support. As they are the unsung heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, and today we have organizations that actually categorically are named. They have programs where caregivers for persons with mental health issues. Okay, caregivers for persons with disabilities. Okay, and sometimes it actually crosses over.
Yeah.
Okay, either or.
So special training for them?
Yes, in Singapore, and it's fully funded. So I had the opportunity to actually attend a program which was 12 weeks, 2 hours once a week for 12 weeks. And it was for me to actually care for my mom. So even though I'm a PWD, I care for her. You know, and the same is said that, you know, it doesn't mean that we can't do it. I have my caregiver who helps me. She actually attended the program to help her mom who's with dementia. So there's a lot of support systems here, and I'll be more than glad to share with you some of them that you can get in touch, you know, for future trip or even to find out more.
Sure.
Okay.
Then the second one, the wheelchair.
Sorry?
The wheelchair.
Okay.
So I noticed you use the mechanized wheelchair. Back in Ghana and most of Africa, this is like a luxury.
It is. Even in Singapore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, majority who transition. So here's a bit of history. I have what is known as the most rarest disease in the world. My injury or my disability is not based on an injury. It's because somehow or another I had the gene in me. It's known as Charcot-Marie tooth. And interesting enough, okay, if you research, it's actually quite prominent in Africa. Okay, essentially what happens is it's a hereditary disease, rare, one in 2005. Okay, worldwide. It means that we are missing a particular gene, okay, that affects our nerves. So over time, if you look at the palm of your hands, you notice there's no muscles here anymore. So for us, basically, the extremities are the first things affected. Loss of muscle in the hands, okay, the lower legs. If I want to give you an idea of the pain we are in, and you will say, no, Sheldon. Think of your worst case of pins and needles. Now that's momentary, yeah? We all need 24/7. So I hide it pretty well because I built my own personal resistance. But yes.
You're welcome to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability and persons with disability. This is a very special edition coming to you all the way from Singapore. We are visiting the Enabling Village, and the tour has been so insightful, so exciting. So many things as takeaways, so many things to learn as a nation, as a people, as a government. We have a lot to do. Even as a disability community, we have a lot to do. Like my friend was saying, you can choose to share your plight, or you can choose to share your might. Thank you so much, DVR Limited, Company Limited, and Fast Teacher for my proud sponsors. I'm going to come your way again with a continuation of this series. Until then, remember, disability is not inability. Take care of yourselves, and God richly bless you.